Hello everyone!
Hello everyone!
We are back, and today I'm going to try to do something that's a little bit challenging, and that is to explain SDGs to my 5-year-old daughter. Do you know SDGs? Don't you worry, Pumpkin, I'm going to explain all about it. So before I talk about what SDGs are, let's talk about you, Pumpkin.
Me?
Yeah. Okay, so think about you and Tato. Or think about you and other kids at your daycare. Do you ever fight with them? You do? What kind of things do you fight with them about?
Like in the podium, there's a kind of yellow flower. I was playing and took the yellow flower, something like that.
Oh, okay. So you couldn't share the toys? I see. How about with Tato? Do you ever fight with Tato?
Just a little bit because he's my brother.
Oh.
And I'm kind of nice with him. But sometimes a little bit fight.
Like what?
Not so much.
What do you fight about?
Like the Yukomo Kaji's kata toys.
Ah, so like not sharing, right, with those toys. Okay. Don't you think it's nice when we all get along? Or when you're all at Hoikuen? Do you like fighting? How does it make you feel?
Really sad.
Right?
I didn't know that when I get frustrated to people, I'm going to squeeze my hands so tight. Make it that.
Oh, okay.
Squeeze my hands so tight.
But do you like feeling that way, or do you like just being happy and laughing with your friends? Which is better?
Laughing with my friends.
It is, right? So don't you wish everybody could get along? So if you see friends fighting, what would you do?
Maybe. Are you alright?
You'll ask, are you all right? Oh, nice. At your school or at our house, we don't like fighting, right? Fighting is bad, right? What we do to try to prevent fights from happening is to make rules.
Ooh.
Yeah, rules. Do you know what rules are? What is a rule?
Rule mean like we do this or like that.
That's right. We do this or you can't do this, right? And so rules help prevent fights from happening. For example, let's say someone is playing with a toy and Mina's like, oh, that's a cool toy. I really want to play with it. What's the rule?
You should do like 1 minute. Can you give me like that?
Oh, that's a good rule. So yeah, you get to play with it for 1 minute and then you have to share, right? Okay, do you have to say something when you want to play with it? What do you have to say?
Can you give it to me?
Yeah, right? Can you give it to me? You have to ask.
But in the Hoikuans, didn't say kashi.
And that's why fighting happened, right? Because she didn't follow the rules. So, just like at your daycare, the world needs rules to make sure that people don't fight. Did you know that it's not just people who get in fights? Did you know that countries get in fights too? Do you know what countries are?
Countries is like Japan to England or something like
That's
that.
right. America, Australia, Brazil, Germany, France, so many different countries, right? Yeah, and so sometimes countries don't always get along. Countries also fight, just like you and your friends fight, or you and Tato fight. So Mina, did you know that about 70 years ago, that's a long time, right? Many countries got in a big fight.
What kind of fight?
Well, there were so many big fights about land or about rights, about people, about beliefs. Yeah, and many people died. This is called a world war. Do you know what a war is?
No.
War? A war is when many people get together and fight. People die, people's homes get destroyed, and so war can be really scary.
Oh, like the one I see on television?
Yeah, sometimes you see it on TV, right? Guns or tanks.
Like BBC?
Yeah, exactly. On BBC we see those kind of things like in Israel, or we see it in parts of Africa, Afghanistan. So yeah, war is not a good thing. But again, over 70 years ago, there was this big war, right? And so many countries got involved. And so after the war finally finished, many countries got together and they said, let's form a team. Okay? And our team will be called the United Nations.
United?
Yeah. United Nations, yeah. And this is their little symbol. And so these people got together and they said, we need to get together and create a team where we can work together and live peacefully. Okay? So that's the United Nations. The UN is like you. When people are fighting, they'll come in and say, hey, are you guys okay? Do you need some help? Let's all get along. And I want to show you a really amazing photo, okay? You're going to like this. Do you know what the moon is? You know?
Yes.
You know Mr. Moon, right? So, in the 1960s, humans got on a rocket ship and they flew up to the moon. Yeah, they actually went there, right? It looks so far away, right? And once they got to the moon, they looked back and what did they see?
Aliens?
No, they saw Earth.
Earth?
Our home, our planet. So let me show you this photo here. There's a photo of Earth, which is one of the most famous photos in the world. What do you see? What color is it?
It's green and blue.
It's green and blue, yeah. So Earth is called the blue planet. Yeah, and this is one of the most famous, most popular photos in the whole world. This one. When I see this photo, I think, wow, the Earth is amazing.
I think that looks like a marble.
Yeah, like a little marble ball, right? But even in that marble ball, there are so many people here. There's so many different types of people living here. And so I want you to understand that even though everybody is different, they look different, they talk different, they think different, we all live on the same planet. We all are citizens of Earth. We all live together. There is something called SDGs, okay? SDG stands for Sustainable Development Goals. And do you know what goals are?
Like meetings of goals?
Exactly, yeah. During our family meetings, we have goals, right? And so, you know how mommy and daddy will make a list. Like, we need to do this, Mina needs to do this, Tatum needs to do that. Yeah. So, the world also has a similar list. And that's what an SDG is. Okay? They're basically lists of things that we need to achieve by 2030, by a certain time. We have 17 of them. It looks very colorful, huh? You don't need to learn or memorize all of these, but I want you to start understanding that there are lots of different types of goals that we should be thinking about. For example, poverty. Do you know what poverty is? Poverty means when you don't have a lot of money. And so
I'm rich.
you're not rich, but you're not poor either, okay? But you have enough money to eat. As a society, we can help support those people who don't have money, right? So that's poverty. And so we need to start thinking, well, what can we do? One thing we can do is we can donate.
Or you can use my money.
Yeah, you can use your money and give, maybe not all of it, but maybe one coin you can give to someone.
Maybe 3 coins.
Wow, that's a lot. We also have zero hunger.
What's zero hunger?
You know what hunger is.
Hungry.
Yeah.
That's hungry.
Right? So just like with money, there are people who can't eat. There's not enough food. So we can provide food to those people. Zero hunger. Oh, here's another good one. Quality education.
What's called education?
Education means learning. You have lots of education. You have daycare. You have QQ English.
My homework.
Yep, your iPad homework. What about your singing lesson?
My singing lesson.
Yeah, and
Ballet.
ballet, right? So many things. These are all what we call education, right? Because it makes you smarter. Okay, so education is a good thing, but some people can't get good education. Maybe they're in a bad environment or they don't have money to go to schools. And so part of SDG is to make sure that everyone gets good education, just like you, Mina. This one. Clean water and sanitation.
What's sanitation?
Sanitation means to clean something. You are lucky, Mina.
Why?
You're lucky because you just get a cup. You go to that sink, you press that button, and you get clean water, right? And when you drink it, but some people have to go to like a river or something, right? And then they'll scoop up water and they'll drink that. Maybe that water's dirty, and they'll get a tummy ache. That's not good.
Dead.
Maybe not dead, but maybe they get sick, right? And so part of SDGs is to make sure that everyone has clean water. What can we do? We can try to reduce water. So when you're washing your hands, what do you do when you're washing your hands?
Soap.
Soap, yeah. You should turn off the water, right? So we're not wasting water.
If you waste water, the water becoming gone.
Exactly. So there are always things that we can do. You know how when we go to the supermarket and mommy buys some things and she's like, Mina, can you go get me that bag? These are reusable bags. We call them eco bags or eco bag.
Eco bag.
Yeah. If you get a plastic bag every time, that plastic just really builds up. And plastic is not good for the environment. Let's say the plastic gets inside the water in the ocean, and then you have a fish who's swimming and they see that plastic bag and they go, shh. What's gonna happen?
And then the fish can't breathe and becoming dead.
Exactly, right? So that's not good. And plastic is just very hard to break down, and so even though it disappears, it's still in the water, and the fish will swallow that plastic. It's just not good for your body either. That's why we should use reusable bags and try not to use a lot of plastics.
We sometimes use plastic.
Sometimes, but yeah, whenever you go get those reusable bags, you're helping the environment, okay? Number 5, gender equality. Gender. We talked about gender before, right? Girls, boys, and many different types of gender identities. So, as part of SDGs, we want to provide gender equality. A boy and a girl should be able to do the same things. Anybody should have the same rights. Well, Mina, think about this, okay? Many years ago, in some countries, they would say, okay, boys, you can go to school. Girls, you stay home. You don't need to go to school. And so girls couldn't get smart. Girls couldn't learn new information. That's not equal, right? That's not fair. Nowadays, things are getting better, but we still have a lot of work we need to do. And so gender equality means everybody, boys and girls, will get the same kind of education, will get the same kind of opportunities. Yeah. At Hoikuen, do you use chan and kun? Like Mina-chan, kun, like that.
Because the boy who wants to marry was me.
Oh my gosh.
There's so many boys who want to marry me because I'm so popular.
Oh, Mina. Choose wisely, okay? Anyways, as part of gender equality, in Japan, once you go to shogakko, elementary school, everyone will use san. Mina-san. San. 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 Right? That's part of gender equality. So don't laugh when someone calls you Mina-san. It's not funny.
Because that's the first time I hear the sound, that's why it makes me just laugh.
Okay, we'll get used to it, because that's how you're going to be called. Hey, Mina, you know how we always take a car, right? Did you know that cars are bad for the environment?
If you doesn't offer the gas, the environment is going to be bad.
How do you know that?
Because before I talk with you and I started to be smarter, I know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when you're driving cars, it releases gas, and this gas goes up into the environment. It makes it hotter and hotter. In order to help save the environment, we should take the trains more, or we should walk when we can. So Mina, today we started talking about SDGs, okay? And even though you don't understand everything, don't worry. We're going to continue to talk about this, okay? But remember, there are always things that we can do to try to make the world a better place, okay? All right, so please remember what we talked about. For everyone watching today, I hope you were able to get some hints on how to start talking to your kids about SDGs. So thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please be sure to leave it in the comments section. And with that, Mina, let's say bye to the camera. Bye, everyone!
Bye, everyone!